Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night, perhaps feeling a little groggy, maybe having to rush to the bathroom, and in that split second you feel a little unsteady? It's a common experience, isn't it? As we move past 70, sleep changes, it becomes lighter, less consistent, and those nightly interruptions become a more frequent part of life. We often accept this as just getting older, but what if I told you that some of your long-standing bedtime routines are not just interrupting your sleep, but are actually creating genuine, avoidable risks to your health and safety? I'm talking about habits that, while harmless in your 40s or 50s, can, in your 70s and beyond, contribute to everything from dangerous falls to serious heart issues. Today, we're going to gently and intelligently unpack 4 specific bedtime habits you should absolutely avoid after 70. And please, listen closely to the last one, because one of these habits carries a hidden risk that, without proper care, could be deadly. We're not here to worry you, but to empower you with knowledge so you can enjoy the safer, more restorative sleep you deserve. So, let's get started. Habit 1: heavy late-night meals. Our first habit to reconsider is the substantial late-night meal. Perhaps you've always enjoyed a large, savory dinner around 8 p.m., or maybe it's a late, heavy snack while watching the evening news. When you were younger, your digestive system was like a powerful engine, processing fuel quickly regardless of the time. But as we age, that engine slows down considerably. When you lie down after a heavy meal, especially one that is high in fat or spice, your stomach is still working overtime. Gravity is no longer your friend, and it's easier for stomach acid to creep back up into your esophagus. This causes reflux, or as we commonly call it, heartburn. Heartburn is painful and can severely fragment your sleep. Constant sleep interruptions aren't just annoying. Chronic poor sleep is linked to a lowered immune system, memory issues, and a general decline in your quality of life. Let me tell you about Mr. Arthur, a retired engineer in his mid-70s. Arthur loved his evening routine. A big plate of spaghetti bolognese at 8:30 p.m., then straight to his recliner. He started complaining of a persistent cough and just not sleeping well. His doctor initially thought it was a mild cold, but it turned out his late large meal was causing silent reflux. The acid was irritating his throat and disrupting his deepest sleep cycles. The solution was simple. Arthur shifted his main meal to 6:30 p.m. and switched to a small, bland snack, like a few crackers or a banana if he felt peckish later. Within 2 weeks, his cough was gone, and he felt a remarkable return to feeling rested in the morning. The takeaway here is to allow at least 2 to 3 hours between your final meal and bedtime. Give your body the time it needs to settle before it's asked to rest. Habit 2: too much fluid intake. Close to bedtime. This is a deceptively simple habit, but its consequences are significant, especially for our safety. In our desire to stay properly hydrated, which is absolutely vital. By the way, many of us have adopted the habit of having a large glass of water, tea, or even a nightly cup of milk right before we turn in. The problem here is the immediate, non-negotiable need to urinate, known medically as nocturia. Your body's natural rhythm slows down urine production at night to allow for a full night's rest. Flooding your system with a large volume of fluid just before bed overrides this natural process. This inevitably leads to you waking up, often multiple times, with an urgent need to go. And this, my friends, is where the danger comes in. When you're suddenly jolted awake from a deep sleep, your blood pressure often drops momentarily, a phenomenon called orthostatic hypotension. Add to this the disorientation of a dark room, fumbling for a light switch, or simply rushing, and you have the perfect recipe for a fall. A simple trip or slip in the dark is one of the leading causes of serious injury, like hip fractures in our age group. Think of Mrs. Eleanor, who had a lovely ritual of finishing a large cup of chamomile tea right before she read in bed. She had a small rug by her bedside, and one night, rushing to the bathroom, she caught her toe, stumbled, and thankfully only bruised her hip. Her doctor gently but firmly explained that her seemingly healthy hydration ritual was the root cause of her near disaster. The smart adjustment is to front-load your hydration. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, and then start to taper off your fluid intake about 2 to 3 hours before your usual bedtime. If you must have something, make it a tiny sip to moisten your mouth, not a full glass. Prioritize a fall-free night's sleep over that last large drink. Habit 3. Mindless screen time in bed. We're all modern people, and our devices, our smartphones, tablets, or even the television in the bedroom, have become a ubiquitous part of our evening wind-down. But this is a habit we need to break for the sake of your brain. The screens on these devices emit what we call blue light. This blue light is a powerful signal to your brain that says, "It is daytime. Stay awake and alert." It suppresses the production of melatonin, the crucial hormone that signals to your body that it's time to sleep. For us, as we get older, our bodies produce less melatonin anyway, so we are even more sensitive to this disruption. When you scroll through the news or a social media feed right up until you flip off the light, you're essentially giving your brain a shot of espresso. You may feel tired, but your brain is still wired, leading to difficulty falling asleep or experiencing a restless, poor quality sleep. Consider Mr. David, a gentleman who loved to play word puzzles on his tablet in bed. He found it relaxing, but he'd often lie awake for an hour afterward, his mind racing. He was getting only light, non-restorative sleep. When he switched his routine to reading a physical book under a soft, dim lamp an hour before bed, the change was dramatic. His eyes felt calmer, his brain settled faster, and he was sleeping soundly within minutes. Give yourself a digital sunset. Aim for at least 60 minutes of screen-free time before your head hits the pillow. Trade the tablet for a book, the TV for a gentle conversation, or simply listen to calming music. Your brain needs time to gracefully transition from on to sleep mode. Habit 4. Taking unreviewed medications or sleep aids, the potentially deadly habit. This brings us to the most critical and potentially deadly habit on our list. This is not about stopping medications you need, but about reviewing and understanding them, especially the ones you take just before bed. As we age, our metabolism and kidney function slow down. This means medications stay in our system much longer than they did when we were younger. A dose of a sleeping pill, an over-the-counter pain reliever, or even some common allergy and cold medications taken at night can have a powerful, lingering effect well into the next morning. The deadly risk lies in the combination of this lingering effect with the age-related increase in fall risk. Many common medications, including certain prescription sleeping pills, muscle relaxers, and even some over-the-counter allergy medications that contain diphenhydramine, the ingredient often used to induce sleep, can cause increased dizziness, profound confusion, and coordination issues the following morning. When you take these at night, you may think you're sleeping better, but if the residual effect causes you to be severely dizzy when you get out of bed in the dark, or even later, while walking to the kitchen, you are at a drastically increased risk of a severe fall. A bad fall leading to a serious head injury or a hip fracture in a person over 70 is sadly linked to a significant decline in health and, yes, a shortened lifespan. This is the deadly habit we must face, and the risk is compounded by drug-to-drug interactions. If you take medication for pain, another for blood pressure, and a third for sleep, the cumulative effect can be highly sedating and dangerous. Think of dear Ms. Betty, an otherwise vibrant 80-year-old. She had trouble sleeping and started taking an over-the-counter sleep aid. She felt wonderful getting to sleep, but one morning she felt unusually clumsy, missing a step on her staircase. She ended up with a severe concussion. Her doctor confirmed that the lingering sedative effect of that harmless over-the-counter pill was still very active in her system hours later. The expert advice is non-negotiable. You must review all your medications, including supplements and over-the-counter aids, with your doctor or pharmacist annually, and specifically ask about the risk of dizziness, falls, and next-day sedation. Never take a sleep aid without professional advice, and never, ever take a higher dose than prescribed. If you are struggling with sleep, talk to your doctor about non-pharmacological treatments first. Please make this critical conversation a priority for your health and longevity. My friends, we've covered 4 areas where a small adjustment can make a world of difference. Replacing the heavy, late meal with a light, early one. Prioritizing daytime hydration and avoiding excessive fluids close to bed. Protecting your brain from blue light with a digital sunset. and most importantly, treating all medications, even over-the-counter ones, with respect, especially regarding the risk of falls. Your later years should be your golden years, full of joy and independence. Restorative, safe sleep is the foundation that supports it all. Don't let old, outdated habits jeopardize your well-being. Take a moment to reflect on your own nightly routine. Which one of these 4 habits might you be guilty of? Which simple change can you commit to making tonight? I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me which habit you found most surprising or what simple change you're going to implement starting this evening. Your experience might be the exact piece of wisdom someone else needs to hear. If you found this gentle, intelligent advice helpful, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more expert health and lifestyle wisdom, and most importantly, share this video with a friend, a family member, or a fellow senior who you truly care about. This information could genuinely save someone from a preventable injury. Thank you for being with me today. Here's to many years of peaceful nights and brighter, safer mornings. Take good care.